change this word, or maybe you should delete it. But one of the things that I'll do is one of the other things, and what I do is I keep multiple versions of what I'm working on, because if I write a chapter and I'm not sure it works, and I let Jill read it, and then I let a couple other people who are beta readers for me read it to get their input, and say she reads what I wrote, oh yeah, I like it, it works with the story, and it doesn't feel right to me, I'm not going to completely take her word, but I'm not going to discount it and delete it.
Keep that chapter
Keep it. Again. Keep it, but put it on your desktop or whatever folder with a note on it that it's alternate version 1. Okay. And then write it again and do alternate version 2, because I'm not always a big fan of what I write, where it's like, I don't like the way this works. And Jill will be like, no, it sounds just fine and it reads just like the last chapter. And then I'm like, oh, so you didn't like the last chapter either? And it doesn't work that way. But you have to keep what you wrote, because as you add to it, a story has to be cohesive. And if you just take a paragraph or a page, it may not sound right to you, but if you read it in a 20-page chapter, all of a sudden, it flows and fits right, and you'll like it better. So that's another thing, is you can't always judge what you're writing just on that day's work. Because for most people, even if you're scripting what you've done, and 5 pages a day is a good total. I mean, that's aggressive to do it for more than one day, or like 5 days a week, where you're putting out 25 pages in a week. I don't normally do that. I was when I was writing what I thought full time,
right?
Because that takes 3 to 5 hours, and I'd spend 3 hours before and after working on what I was going to write. So it takes a while. You have to let it accumulate, and that just makes it more painful if you do decide after you're 20 pages in that it all needs deleted. But number one, find a writing group. Find some people in your area that will share things. And today it's much easier because they don't have to be in the same town. You don't have to meet physically. You can actually do this. There are tons of writing groups and stuff online. That you have to be careful with, though, because if you share your work via email, they can steal your stuff. Remember Twilight?
Yeah.
That everybody went to and no one will admit to now? I didn't go to it, but
it was awful.
Stephanie Meyer was sued by her college roommate because she stole the idea and plagiarized. The first book was a writing project that her college roommate wrote. Yeah, which is why the other books that she wrote that somebody made into a movie disappeared really quickly, because that was her work. So you have to be careful of that. If you have, and that's something Jill has to warn me about all the time, because I'm an idiot. I spent 30 years training for physical self-defense, because emotionally I have no walls at all, and I will share everything. I've told attendees what hotel room I'm in.
Bad decision.
I did that in Arkansas, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, a group of drunk college guys, no, they built an altar outside my door. They built a torii, Japanese arch, out of cutting mat pieces and program books, and then knocked on the door and ran away. I had a group of girls who bought a bag of the little oranges, mandarin oranges, and drew velociraptor faces on them, and arranged them outside my door and all the way down the hallway. And because I'm dumb, and I just it was worth it for them. It was an epic level joke. But I send my stories to people that I shouldn't, just because I want feedback and they're interested. So why wouldn't I? I mean, I write to entertain anyway. You want my story? I'll give it to you here. It's not published yet. It's not copyrighted. So here you go.
And then his wife screams and throttles him. What are you thinking?
Oh, she doesn't even ask that because she knows I wasn't. She's like, you can't do that. I just got on the computer and I noticed you just sent that file to somebody.
Take it back. Take it back.
And yeah, you can't. It's on the internet now.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with that. If you can find a writing group in your area that you can meet with, and plus you get more immediate feedback, you just have to be careful that, like any social gathering, it ends up wasting more time than it is worth.
Okay. A lot of local libraries have writing groups now. I know those several in my area. So, but that might be a good place for you to start. And I love mine. They're very supportive. And we have lots of chats.
But don't get discouraged. Don't delete your stuff. If you don't like it, that's fine. But save it as a file saying, alternate, this sucks, number 1. I hate this, number 2.
What was I thinking? Number 3.
Are you
That's your
serious?
dating life. That's not.
I don't have a
What
dating
dating
life, so I'm
life?
good.
What?
You don't mind? Or-
Yes, we do. No, she
Oh, we're
does.
done standing up now.
I've been doing this for like 5 minutes, so I wanted to see him and be able to talk.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Or are you just shooting at me? Don't do that, I might shoot back.
Ah, she's fine.
Say that now. You guys are awesome, but you're also dismissed. You
Yeah,
can go away.
I should probably get him to leave. I have a 10-hour drive ahead of me, but I really wanted to be at this panel.
Thank you guys, everybody be safe.